All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Multiverse. We are here with episode 2. Last episode got a very good reception. I asked around a lot of people, a lot of my friends mostly, but I was honest. I was giving me feedback, giving me criticism. I really want criticism. That's what I was looking for that first episode. So I did get a few suggestions to better up the podcast, spice it up a little bit, and I will take those in consideration throughout the next few episodes. Right. Anyway, last week was a hell of a week for me. Well, on Wednesday, I went to AEW Dynamite at the MVP Arena in Albany, New York. I know what you're asking. Was it fun? Did you have fun? Say your time. I guess. Obviously, there were some problems with the show that I had. I'm not going to get into a full review of the show, but I do want to talk about the fan experience, like being in an AEW crowd. Now, first of all, my expectations were way different than what I got. The last time I've attended a wrestling event was October of 2015, before WWE Hell in a Cell 2015. It was a SmackDown taping on a Tuesday night, I believe, because I don't think SmackDown was live at that point. But there was a SmackDown taping on a Tuesday night. I went with my friend Thomas. We weren't really big WWE fans at that time. We were getting more into different kind of stuff at that point in our lives. And we did make the most out of it though. We did have fun. As me and Thomas usually do, we can make fun out of a fucking mop. Um, we can be sitting in a janitor's closet and still make it like the most greatest experience of our lives. But we did have fun. Still, that was 2015. So now we're talking 7 years later. 7 years. Jesus Christ, time flies by. Wow. I mean, even in 2015, I didn't know there was going to be another major wrestling company within my lifetime. That's crazy. Uh, so yeah, when I went there, it was a lot better than this AEW show. I'll tell you that. Maybe because it was like a SmackDown taping, and back then nobody really cared about SmackDown. But I still find it hilarious how I don't remember having like nearly as many bad experiences at that event. I remember going in there, enjoying the show, and just leaving. AEW crowd is like, god damn. I'm like, are we sure we're in New York? Because my goodness, it looked a lot more like Florida or something. Why did I say Florida like that? Florida. It looked a lot more like Florida or Atlanta or something because my goodness, I mean, white trash all around. I mean, I thought I was down south. I thought I was in Alabama, Tennessee, or somewhere. White trash all around, just complete white trash, drunkards, uh, you know, misogynistic, just like very, very, very disrespectful in front of their children too. Now, listen, I'm not some social justice warrior or whatever, but if you're going to talk about a woman, a female athlete, or a female referee, especially, we don't want to use certain words to describe them in front of your infant son. I'm just saying, or I guess that kid was 5 years old or something, but the point still stands. You're trying to set an example. You want to talk about women a certain way. You don't need to use obviously sexist and demeaning words to describe a female wrestler or referee. I mean, like the first thing that happens when I get there is it's a bunch of drunk guys yelling during AEW Dark. So if you don't know the structure of these AEW shows, they film AEW Dark Elevation first. Then Dynamite is live, and then they film Rampage afterwards. And I'll get to that Rampage in a minute. God damn it! But regardless, you've got people hollering during AEW Dark already. It's like it's barely even 7 o'clock, guys. My goodness, and we're hollering and getting drunk already. Oh my god. Then some guy's going on like a 5 minute rant about Aubrey Edwards because she looked, I don't know, she did a face, I guess, and that like really annoyed him. And I don't know why AEW fans have like such a strong reaction to Aubrey Edwards. She's a referee. You don't have to look at her. Her expressions are distracting. I hardly notice her because I'm focused on what's going on in the ring and who's wrestling. I'm not worried about Aubrey Edwards. You go out of your way to make yourself irritated. Just look away from the screen, my dude. Close your eyes. If it bothers you that much, or better yet, focus on the match. You don't need to focus on the referee. They're not there to be noticed. Just ignore her. But he's going on a whole rant. She's a B. She's a loser. She's a idiot. She's an effing idiot. She doesn't know how to do her job. It's like, dude, it's just a referee. Calm down. It's just a referee. Relax. And then every time the woman came out, obviously, you know, these AEW fans, they're some of the most horny people you'll ever meet. Now, listen, I've had my moments of general, you know, excitement, but you know, it's like every time they came on the screen, these guys were just going insane, talking about what they would do and blah blah blah. Like, oh my goodness, please, there's children around here, isn't there? No, I thought the whole, you know, AEW fans, they're all white trash thing. I thought that was like a meme on Twitter to like rile up AEW fans. But listen, I saw this guy cursing out a security guard right in front of his son. I saw a group of people get drunk. I saw this guy literally go on an entire rant about how the Walls of Jericho is a Boston Crab and the real Walls of Jericho is when he puts the knee on the back. That's a lion tamer, you stupid idiot. But either way, I mean, I can't repeat some of the things here because I don't want to get this, you know, thing shadow banned or nothing. But oh man, it just reeked of booze and, you know, loser aura and you know, incel energy, just all around. Absolutely disgusting atmosphere. Never saw that when I went to SmackDown in 2015. Never did. I'll say that right now. Never saw that when I went to SmackDown in 2015. You know, maybe I could be remembering wrong, but I remember going in, having a good time, and getting out, not sitting around a bunch of infidels and heretics and like very ungodly people who definitely need the Lord in their lives because, my goodness, some of the stuff they were saying about a wrestling show, pretty insane. Pretty insane. But anyway, yeah. Elevation, then we did Dynamite, that was live, and then Rampage. It took them like 20, almost 30 minutes to set up Rampage. So I'm not gonna lie, I left before the main event. It was over, dude. I'm not gonna stay until almost 12 o'clock to watch Rampage. I mean, I love Samoa Joe and all that, but I would have loved to see him compete. You know, I heard his entrance, obviously, so I guess that counts. But my goodness, people got to beat traffic. That's why the crowds on Rampage are so dead. Because it takes them 20 minutes to set it up as well. And then, you know, by the time it's over, it's almost like 11:15, 11:30. It's pretty insane. And, you know, not really the schedule you want to have there, but sure. Wow. Okay. But that gives me to a, you know, a bigger problem that I have with AEW fans. And it's kind of drawing me away from the product. I don't really have a motivation to watch AEW. And I call these people the AEW cult. Now, hold on, before you get your panties in a twist, right? I'm not a WWE fan either. I don't like WWE. I don't care that Triple H, oh, it's so much better because Triple H. I didn't like Black and Gold NXT. I wasn't interested in Triple H's booking style. I wasn't interested in the people he pushed. And looking at it, it looks like he's pushing the same guys he pushed back then. So I'm not interested. And I don't care. I prefer Vince McMahon's 2003 to 2008 booking style. That's what I prefer. Either way, I call these guys the AEW cult, right? Because they really are kind of a cult. And I'm not talking about the level-headed AEW fans. There are some level-headed AEW fans who are non-toxic. They're not weird. They're not borderline, you know, daddy issues, creepster vibes. Like, when I say AEW cult, I mean, these guys that live vicariously through their favorite AEW wrestlers. And, you know, they have a parasocial relationship with these professional wrestlers that don't know them. And I notice this a lot with fans of the Elite. So, if you don't know, there was a brawl in AEW. Usually wrestling is kayfabe, which means that it's scripted, right? And all the storylines are usually scripted. This was non-kayfabe, and that means that this was a real brawl that happened behind the scenes between CM Punk, or Philip Jack Brooks, and a group of wrestlers called the Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Nick Jackson, and Matt Jackson. They got involved in a brawl. They had a dispute, like adults usually do, I guess. And that has led to like a fandom war on Twitter between a lot of people that don't really know either side. And it's kind of funny though, because if you look at the CM Punk fans, I don't see them, acting the same way as the Elite fans. The Elite fans are very toxic. They're very weird. They throw themselves to defend these people that don't know them. They have a parasocial relationship with three goofballs that could probably be pieces of shit for all we know, right? But everyone's convinced they're good guys because they have a YouTube channel and blah blah blah. Like you don't know that. You don't know them. You don't know anything about them besides what they allow you to see. And you have this parasocial relationship with them where you feel like you need to defend their honor and they can do no wrong. And let's be honest, they're executive vice presidents of the company, which makes them, salaried employees, I guess, which means they represent the company. When you represent the company, it doesn't really matter who's in the right or wrong. You shouldn't be getting in brawls with your employees. You know how stupid that sounds? You know how bad that sounds for the company? Where's Triple H getting into brawls with his employees? I like to see that because you see on the WWE side, you don't see them getting in brawls with their employees. You don't. You don't at all see them getting in brawls with their employees. But if you say that, the Elite Marks or the AEW cult, they go on a rampage about how CM Punk is Hitler and something Jim Cornette, who like lives rent free in their heads, I guess. Why do you care about that old man so much? He's an old fart. But yeah, if you bring up questions, you ask questions and you're like, it's like two political parties or something like that. It's so weird. Someone took it to heart because I simply said, I don't think EVPs or executive vice presidents should be getting the brawls, period. I don't think they should be storming anybody's locker room. That's all I said. And they took it so personally. It's like, wow, I didn't know you were personally friends with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. That's great. Glad you're sticking up for your friends. Oh, wait, you don't know them and they don't know you and they don't care about you. And if you went homeless tomorrow, they wouldn't care about you. So what is this? What are we doing here? This is the AEW cult, right? It's these people that they weaponize their love for a wrestler, and they try to make everybody else seem bad because they don't bend the knee. They try to make everybody else out to be bad people. I saw an Elite fanboy who had like 40K tweets in 3 years. My goodness. At what point do you look outside, you look at the grass, and you say, damn, I got to touch that. I need to be a little bit of that grass, Chief. I need me a little bit of that grass, Chief. Come on. Come on. And like this AEW cult, they're all about mental health. But take care of yourself, Kenny Omega said. Oh, you don't know what an athlete is going through. And then they turn around and they crap on FTR and CM Punk and any wrestler that dares to go against what they believe the Elite is, right? They crap on Cody Rhodes. Nobody talks about the fact that these AEW fans were going to shows holding up signs about Cody Rhodes' infant daughter getting beat, threatening physical violence against her. But someone has a sign that says CM Punk owns the Young Bucks, and that's like, oh my God, he needs to be canceled. We need to go and harass him. Dude, who cares about the sign? CM Punk owns the bike. You're gonna get riled up over that. You're gonna let something like that bother you. He's doing that to get a reaction out of you, and you guys eat it up because you feel so offended the second anyone says something bad about the Young Bucks. Right? You feel so offended that oh my goodness now oh my god sister oh my god this is so this is so reprehensible. He needs to be canceled. They need to get him off my TV immediately. Get him out of the crowd. Nah. People are weird. Yeah, but when someone comes to an AEW show holding up a sign saying, "Oh, let's," I'm not even gonna say what it said, but it was definitely a physical threat to Cody Rhodes' infant child who was just born. But there was no outrage about that. I heard like one or two people mention it, and then that was it. No one was hunting down that guy. No one was going after him maliciously. It happened, and then that was it. But somebody comes to a show in Albany, which is garbage anyway, and they hold up a sign to get you riled up, and that's a big. Apparently, that's like some kind of political statement or something. And somehow it tied into Jim Cornette, obviously, because of course it did. Because I know that's going to get you riled up. I just think it's so funny that these people, they think they're holier than thou, but they're really bullies. It's what they are. It's what the AEW cult. I don't want to say AEW fans because they are like-minded, or sorry, they are able-minded and not deranged, and intellectually deficient AEW fans out there, or maybe emotionally deficient is the better term. These AEW cult, they just bully people. They bully other wrestlers. They bully Cody. They bully FTR just because I guess FTR is associated with Jim Cornette. Hey, do you guys know? This is just a question. You guys watch AEW, right? You support AEW, right? Okay. Do you know that Tony Khan went to hire that old fart, Jim Cornette? Yeah. Actually, I think that was one of the first people Tony Khan wanted. And I think Tony Khan actually likes Jim Cornette. So where is, why are we supporting AEW then? Why are we watching that then? Because I'm not gonna get into this stuff about Jim Cornette being a homophobe and a transphobe. I've seen the things he said; they're pretty abhorrent, horrible things. But listen, Chris Benoit murdered his wife and children, and people came to his defense when someone called him a bad wrestler. I don't think FTR or I don't know if they're friends. I don't know if they're I don't even know what the relationship between FTR and Jim Cornette is, but I don't think that means they agree with all of Jim's weird and it's very awful stuff he said. I don't think they agree with that, right? Just like someone who likes Chris Benoit as a wrestler doesn't agree with that he murdered his. But I guess people take that personally because they think that means FTR and hates the young. It's like you don't know these people. You know nothing about these people. You don't know these people at all. You don't know them. So you're mad at FTR because they might have beef with two people that you don't know. So you feel like you have to bash them all the time and crap on them and everything they do. And okay, that's weird, but okay, I guess that's your prerogative. Oh, you have beef. CM Punk has beef with a bunch of people I don't know. I don't like CM Punk anymore. And then they have this revisionist history about Punk, how he was never good for the company. AEW didn't need him and all this stupid stuff. Okay. I don't know why we're changing history just because one guy got in a fight with people that we don't know. But sure. Yeah. By the way, if you question why EVPs are getting in the brawls with their employees, you're bad also. You can't question anything with this cult. You just can't do it. So what a cult is. They bully people. They turn on anyone who, goes against the cult. Everybody loved CM Punk until he spoke up against the EVPs. Everybody loved FTR until I guess something happened with Jim Cornette. Wow. Yeah. Okay, sure. Great. And they like to call FTR a parody team or whatever, dude. The entire Bullet Club is a parody. The entire Elite is a parody. They parody video games. They parody NWO. They parody Shawn Michaels. Come on, stop it. But anyway, pretty long-winded there, but I guess you see my point with this AEW cult, as I will now dub them. Absolute nuts. Absolutely nuts. These guys are just awful. Awful. And I want to stress that parasocial relationships are bad for you. And they're not healthy. It's not healthy to be angry at someone else on someone else's behalf. It's not healthy, especially if you don't know that. I can see this was like a personal and you knew these two, these parties, but you don't know them. Okay? So relax. Calm down. It's professional wrestling. People get into tussles all the time. Jesus Christ, man. And I'm sure they'll come after me and, try to bully me for just saying what everyone else is. I guess everyone in wrestling fandom is too afraid to say because they know they're going to get jumped on. I don't care. It's the internet. What are they going to do? Moving on. So I don't know if you guys know, but GTA 6 got leaked. I woke up the other morning, there were like 100-something videos on GTA 6. I think it was 90, actually. But yeah, there were a lot of videos on GTA 6. I didn't watch them all because I had the Payspin link. I didn't feel like, I don't really know how to use Payspin. I didn't feel like, doing Control-C, Control-V over and over again 90 times. Just didn't have the time for that. But I did watch, enough to see, what direction they're going in for this game. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. I feel like the character designs are generic. They don't really scream anything that stands out. They look like any character you could see on GTA Online. Yeah, I don't think the character designs particularly interest me. I'd like to see them change that. And by the way, I'm not going to go into judging this thing like people are. I see people on my timeline going, I know it's an alpha, but I know it's like an unfinished version, but okay, that's the end of it then. It's unfinished. It's not, what you're seeing has probably already changed. If this is from a year ago and you understand how game development works, the game could look completely different now. You're looking at a snapshot from supposedly a year ago. That's what I heard. I'm not sure. But you're looking at a snapshot of a game, basically. A snapshot of it. And people are going into this detailed analysis of, oh my god, guys, the animations are so stiff and the gameplay looks so bad. And they're still getting the core gameplay mechanics down. Relax. You haven't seen the gameplay in fluidity. You haven't seen the core gameplay loop. How can you say the gameplay's bad? Oh, it looks rough. Oh, yeah. It looks rough because it's a few years from release. What do you think? They just... you think they slide games out their ass crack and they just come out like daisies? Go look at the beta of GTA 5. Look like San Andreas, buddy. It looked like a 2005 game, huh? Relax. Okay? It's an unfinished version. You don't got to go deep into it and talk about, yeah, I know it's that, but you don't, there's no but there. That's what it is. You just said it. That's what it is, dimwit. Genius is here in the gaming community, huh? This guy's got like 300 IQs, Dr. Eggman going on here. Oh, bloody hell. Well, I didn't really like the part where, there was the glitches and the... Okay. Yeah, the game is like 2 months away from release. Now, then you should be concerned, right? But this game is like a few years off, probably more now because of leaks. I know they said there's not going to be long-term delays, but we don't know what the metric for that is. We don't know what that exactly means. We don't know what they consider long-term delays. But leaks are, insiders are saying there will be short-term delays. So yeah, there's going to be a delay of some kind. So we don't know. Relax, everybody, relax. I thought it was fine. Only thing I had a problem with was the character design. But again, it's an alpha or beta or whatever. It's an early version of the game. Sorry, it's an early version of the game. It's definitely not a beta. It's a little bit farther, but it's an early version of the game, and we have to look at it approach it with the. I know it's hard to be nuanced in gaming. We have to have a strong opinion about everything we see. It's either the worst thing or the best thing ever. But you see the direction they're going with this game. You see some of the gameplay changes they've added, like growing prone. I don't know if that was a thing before, but and you see, the robberies, you can rob fast food joints now or whatever, stuff like that. My only wish for this game is that they bring back the RPG elements from San Andreas. I thought those were good. I don't know why they dropped those, but I thought those were probably one of the best parts of that game. I think it was set GTA apart from other open world, kind of crime spree, kind of, gunplay games there. And my friend actually linked me to this, and he had similar thoughts. And speaking of friends, my goodness, guys, I gotta. I've had some turbulent friendships lately, and I'm really feeling the effects of that. I mean, listen, I've never really had the best of friends. Okay, that's kind of unfair. I do have a very close knit circle of people that I call my family and stuff like that. But I mean, like, as in the broader term of my friends. I don't know. My friends are my friend likes to call them acquaintances. I go with that. They're weird. They're weird. So I've probably dropped about 20 people over the last 2 years that I considered close friends. I didn't realize I had that many people I considered friends. But I guess I did, yeah. And it's a lot of, weird stuff. And someone asked me, and I've been thinking about this question, when is an appropriate time to, end a friendship, cut off communication, stuff like that. And that's a question that's haunted me for, since I've heard it. And I've been trying to find the answer for it. Perhaps you guys have the answer. I don't know. It's very complicated to say. I had a group of friends that I used to hang with. And then last summer, I don't know what happened. I honestly, I don't know what happened. I hadn't talked to these guys in 6 or 7 months at that point. Geez, yeah, it's been since January 2021. After January, that last week of January, I hadn't talked to these guys in a while like that. I hadn't hung out with them in a while. We've had interactions on social media and stuff like that. But the next thing I see is that they're making a parody account of me. And it's not like a all in fun parody, because I know how these guys are. They're very passive aggressive. Again, when you hang out with people long enough, their idiosyncrasies, you know how they are. It was very passive aggressive, using my full government name. I don't have a problem with people making parody accounts of me. People have done that in the past. Tons of people have made parody accounts of me. My friends have. But first of all, I know it's not malicious because they tell me about it, firstly. And secondly, they don't use my full government name. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? How stupid are you? Got some geniuses in the back here. I want to make a parody account of my friend, but I think I'm going to use his full government name. Yeah. So people can look him up and, see, because, not everyone knows what a parody account is. So they're going to see that you're going to see some heinous post under my name, or they're going to see my name under some heinous post, my full government name. And, that could ruin a lot of stuff for me. So, I said, what is this account? Who created this account? I wasn't really in the mental state for that. Summer of 2021 got really rough for me, uh, from a mental standpoint. But I just wasn't really in the state for them. It's like, if you're gonna do it, at least tell me so I know it's not malicious. But since I wasn't told, and as soon as I pointed it out in this group chat of friends, the account was gone. And obviously they knew who it was, but I guess they were like protecting each other. But it's just so weird. It's like, what? What do you think I'm gonna do? Am I gonna hit you? I mean, I'm the type to just confront things where they are. I don't let stuff stand. But it's like, don't mess with me. And from that point on, I would ask to hang out and ask, who wants to hang out, who wants to chill. No responses, stuff like that. Just little ghosting things, and it's things that you start to pick up on and notice. People treat you differently, and I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not the kind of guy who goes through that stuff. I don't really put up with that stuff. I don't really like to deal with that stuff. So, I ended it. I mean, I found out some things first. I got talking to some people. I found out some things, and I ended it. I just cut off all communication with all of them, and probably better for me, right? Pretty toxic situation there. Pretty toxic group. I mean, just does stuff that friends, quote unquote, would never really do. And I think there is, I think you'll probably know when enough is enough, and when you're like, okay, that's it. This is the end of this. We tried this. We're gonna go our separate ways now, whether amicably or not. Doesn't matter. But I know the type of people those guys are. They'll talk crap about people, and then they'll get in people's face and be friendly with them. I've seen it personally. And I'm sure the same has happened to me. I'm sure they've talked crap about me and then, got in my face. And I mean, really not in my face. But these are, this kind of people these guys are. Give you a hug with a knife, and not the kind of environment I was trying to foster anymore. So I want to say earlier this summer, I was like, you know what? I've tried, tried to be close to these people again, tried to hang out, tried to do stuff. No, I'm not going to beg anybody to be in my life. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's what they want you to do. That's what people want you to do when they start doing that. That's what they want you to do. They want you to beg to be involved. They want you to beg them to be involved in your life. And you know what? You can do so much better than that. You can. There will always be people. There will always be friends. There will be people that give a crap about you. Don't think there is nobody that does. In those moments, you probably will think that. Believe me, not that simple. People will always, there's always someone that cares about you. And you should not put yourself through a toxic friendship or a toxic group of friends just to say, oh, I have a group of friends. Oh, I have friends. Nope. No. It's all about yourself. That's all you're going to have at the end of the day when it's all said and done. If you have nobody else, of course. And yeah, I've had I don't know, it happens to me a lot, right? I've had a lot of friends who just out of the blue treat me differently, and I kind of don't understand it. I just don't. Can I be, pretty high strung sometimes? Sure, but it's not like I'm the type of guy who like demeans my friends, right? Not like a lot of people I had as friends. I saw them do to their own friends. I don't talk about people's families. I don't talk crap about people and then smile in their face and be nice to them and cordial with them. If I have anything quote unquote negative to say about my friends, they already know what I think of it because I tell them. I tell them, hey, I think you're doing this wrong. Hey, I don't think you should do this. Hey, I think this is a bad idea. Hey, I think you're really, not good here. They know it because I say it. And I'm not shy about my feelings. But at the same time, it's a communication thing, right? If you have a problem with me, communicate. If not, I'm not going to communicate then, since obviously there's no desire to communicate. And I had a friend who did that too. Tried to talk to him multiple times, didn't talk to him. Turns out, um, after I had already ended the friendship, he's talking shit about me. So, we can talk about people behind their back, but when they come to, confront us and try to, talk, we leave them on red and stuff like that. Yeah, very mature, adult, non-toxic, stable behavior there. Guys, I don't know. Maybe I just have bad luck with people. But I do appreciate all my close friends that I've been friends with for years, right? For years and years and years, but years and years and years and years and years. But there are some friends of mine. It's like they treat me differently, and at that point, I don't know. I'm not close with a lot of people anymore outside of my circle, just because I don't want to be. I don't want to talk to the same people I talked to years and years ago, right? Every single day, because I can't trust them. They switch up too fast. They're very sneaky. They do a lot of things I don't particularly, that rubs me the wrong way, gives me bad juju. And a lot of them like to leave my life and then try to come back and be like we were best friends again. It's like, it's not how that works. You're either in or you're out. So you have to set boundaries. You have to set barriers, Don't be afraid. Yes, you'll probably get less friends that way. Okay, sure, whatever. But it will be better for you in the long run. I'm telling you. It will be better for you in the long run if you set barriers, you set expectations, and you say, hey, I'm not going to be someone that you just walk all over, right? I'm not going to be someone that you treat like trash. I'm not that kind of person. You have to be better at holding your ground. You have to be better at fortifying your emotions. You have to be better, period. And I feel like that's the path I'm on. Because back then, even a few years ago, I would never just, drop an entire friends group. But I feel like that's big for my development that I'm able to do that. And yeah, I'm getting a little bit sappy here because I'm the kind of friend that's like very outgoing. And, I'm very emotional about connections and, stuff like that. But speaking of letting stuff go, what about this Snyder fandom? Jesus Christ, the Snyder cult. I see what people mean when they say Snyder cult now. I'm not talking about the guys who don't like, they don't like anything DC. I don't like anything DC. I think DC stinks. I think the direction they went in is lame. They no longer have their own identity. And I think that's corny. But I'm talking about the people that take things a little bit too seriously, maybe, right? Take movies a little bit too seriously. I was watching this thing, and I'm not gonna go into specifics, but the Snyder fandom has been overrun by a bunch of people who just want to say they were right. Scoopers trying to beat each other to the punch, and the scoopers are feuding with each other. It's like, what is this? Do real journalists do this? I guess maybe in 2022, yeah. Politically charged journalists, sure. But my goodness. You've got grown men arguing about who leaked the children's movie better or whatever. It's so strange. And it's taken over the Snyder fandom. This fandom used to be about raising awareness for suicide prevention, coming together to bolster a director's vision and get it into the mainstream and, get justice for that director that was wrong in the wake of his daughter's death. And that's what this fandom used to be about. Now it's about scoops Oh, there's no humble scoopers, by the way. They're all very self-absorbed. Oh, I was right about this, and I was right about that, and it's like, dang, okay. And is that gonna matter in 50 years? Who cares? You got a movie thing right. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a modern day messiah here we are dealing with. He predicted that the Flash would shit his pants in the Flash 2023 cinematic adventure. Okay, it's good for you. Oh man, the fandom used to be so good. Now it's like died in the dark. It's all about these it's all about clout, really. It's all about clout. It's all about numbers. It's all about these factions and these little mini cliques that throw shade at each other. They get on podcasts, not unlike this one, except they have like 5 people, 6 people doing it, and they're saying, "Oh, this is the you want to know the state of the Snyder fandom?" Because I see a lot of people using the hashtag. The state of the Snyder fandom is that it is absolutely, totally dead. It is an embarrassment to internet culture now, and it has definitely lost its original purpose. How about that for the state of the fandom? That's what this fandom is. It's trash. It's trash. There's no sense of unity. Nothing cohesive about this fandom. You got people switching up overnight for a bunch of likes. You got people changing their opinions to which opinion gets them the most likes overnight. You've got people hosting these panels where they crap on other people in the fandom who also contributed. You've got people running entire groups where they just talk about other members of the fandom in a group chat and crap on them and talk behind their back and harass them. And they don't even know that these are human beings behind these computer screens. And they have feelings. And a lot of them don't really want to be involved in drama. They kind of just want to see the Snyder. Well, now it's the Snyderverse restored, right? They kind of just want to see that now. But no, it's like it's got to be a whole thing. Like we've got conspiracy theories in the fandom now. What the hell is going on here? Someone told me about a conspiracy theory that China has infiltrated the Snyder fandom. Yes, China cares so much about a movie with people in spandex and latex and jumpsuits and stuff like that. Yes. No, that's actual. Also, apparently, China used deep fakes in the Snyder fandom. They sent sleeper agents into the fandom to infiltrate it and lead the fandom. Well, China did a pretty bad job because, goodness gracious, this fandom is boring as shit now. Goodness gracious, it's dead. It's got nothing going for it. That's why they're still talking about Fiona and Vinaldo, who haven't been on Twitter in years. My God, what happened to this fandom, man? Now do we get into Alex Jones territory here? Am I missing something? Was this a deleted scene in the Snyder Cut? China? We're really doing the Red Scare angle here? For a comic book kids movie? Okay. Where's my conspiracy theory? I've got a pretty good one, though, so, stick with me here. See if you can follow it, right? My conspiracy theory is that this conspiracy theory is a bunch of bullshit. It was made up because people have certain agendas against other people, and they need to create these narratives to kind of, confirm their own biases and of course spread hate and fear within the fandom. Have it in the back of people said, "Oh, this might be a sleeper China agent. This is all planned by China to infiltrate the United States, the greatest country in the world," and blah 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 blah. China already has a lot of influence over the U.S. Doesn't need to infiltrate a fandom on Twitter. It doesn't need to do that. Maybe there's just Chinese people that like Zack Snyder. I know that's weird. Chinese people, they have personalities outside of their dictator government. Are you serious? That's not possible. No way. No way. But maybe, hey, that's just my conspiracy theory, right? Because everyone's like, I'm a truth speaker, and I ask the questions that nobody does, and okay. And then when someone else asks the questions that also nobody does, they get upset. It's like, so you're allowed to ask questions, but nobody else is. Okay. It's great. Nobody's allowed to, rebut. No one's allowed a rebuttal. I'm sorry. No one's allowed a rebuttal. No one's allowed to give, maybe an alternate perspective that maybe this is just bullshit and you're talking out of your ass. Right? But no, this is what the fandom is now. It's conspiracy theories and scoops and feuding with people and talking trash and sending veiled pot shots at each other on podcasts instead of maybe the two of you guys can get on a podcast and talk it out. Instead of throwing shots and subtweets and stupid fucking high school BS like this. My goodness, I'm an internet troll, right? I'm a troll. God damn it, I'm a troll, right? I love to rile people up. But my God. Conspiracy theories? China? Russia? Bots? Oh my goodness. Something tells me you're taking this a little bit too seriously. And I'm a big mental health advocate, so I'm saying this, I'm saying this as someone that definitely means it, and I'm not being condescending. I promise. Take your fucking meds, okay? Because that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That is absolutely the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There's not a conspiracy theory with everything in life, okay? There's not some grand plan, grand wizard planning stuff behind the scenes with everything that happens in life. And when you think like that, and you weaponize your friends against other innocent people because they don't think the same way you do, that is worse than anything China's ever done because you, my friend, are a delusional bigot. Oh, they don't like that word. Oh my God, you SJW. You use the word, you call me bigot? No, I think you guys are just bullies. That's what I think you guys are. I think this fandom has evolved to a group of bullies. And I'm glad it's the laughing stock of Twitter now because that's what it deserves to be at this rate. And nobody's speaking out against it. People, they use their platforms to make the fandom look worse. They don't use their platform to defend ostracized members of the fandom, exiled members of the fandom, members of the fandom that might be, the bullying might be getting a little too far there. They don't do that. They use their platform for more clicks, more engagement. I'm the most popular member of the Snyder fan, blah, blah, blah. So the people at the top don't help. The people in between are all toxic. And the people at the bottom are just ostracized. Absolutely ridiculous state of this fandom. Anyway, that's probably going to be it for me. No guests this episode, obviously, just me shooting the shite. Getting a little bit shiesty. Not Joe shiesty. I don't like Joe Burrow at all. Guy's overrated. But anyway, I will, try to have a guest. I don't really plan these episodes ahead. I just kind of do them as I go. That's how I live my life, Sonic the Hedgehog carefree. All right, that was a bit much. But yeah. I'll probably look for a guest. Ask one of my friends to come on here and talk a little bit for the next episode. But I kind of also just like talking, just like setting some topics up and just going off on them. Either way, um, let me know what you guys want to see. Also, you guys can always send in questions, and I will answer them in the next episode. And this goes for all future episodes. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section, and let me know that it's a question specifically for me to answer on the podcast, and I will do that. Can be as many questions as you want about anything except politics. I will not get too deep into politics. You may see me crack a joke here or there, but I won't really get into politics. Yes, I am more liberal these days. I used to be a hardcore conservative. I am more liberal these days, but I try to keep it balanced. I don't let politics be a part of my life so much as a lot of people do. I think if it's bad for your mental health, and that's the one question I want to answer is politics. Yeah, but also let me know who you guys want me to see. You guys have I know a lot of you guys have a lot of connections. Let me know who you want me to interview on here. Who you want me to bring on here and talk. Maybe you have a friend that has some project they've got going on. Okay, I'll allow them on. Right? I like to know. I just like to know about people and everything, and that's what this is about. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening in. I'm trying out a new setup. I'm actually recording using the microphone on my phone. I don't know if the quality is better or worse than last time. You guys will have to let me know. From what I can hear, I actually like this better. Who knows? Yeah. But let me know. Thank you. Give feedback, give criticism. Please give criticism. Oh my God, please give criticism about the production quality and stuff like that. Thank you. Have a great and blessed day. And I will see you next time we enter the multiverse. Verse.